And POGCAR happy enough just to stretch his legs here a little bit. There is a 1 second on offer too. And it would appear that that has gone the way of Matthew Riccatello, the young American. POGCAR's shaking a leg here a little bit, causing all sorts of consternation. He's got the legs to follow. No, here he goes, would you believe it? First man up to Frederik de Versnes. Well, they clipped a minute off that advantage in the space of about a couple of kilometres, and it's going to be TADEJ POGCAR now. De Versnes, as the gradient has eased ever so slightly, has settled in on the wheel of TADEJ POGCAR, and I don't think there's any responsibility whatsoever on de Versnes to give POGCAR a turn at all. He's gone already. Barely got the sentence out of my mouth. As the world champion has decided, you know what, there's only 70k to go, and he's just thrilled to be going bike racing. Loves racing in Switzerland, of course. And the group assembled behind, and it's Carapaz has decided to go solo. Now look at this for a fighting performance here from the Ecuadorian, the only former champion of Tour de Suisse in this year's edition, and the 2021 winner, Richard Carapaz, after all his difficulties earlier on in the season. Looks like he's come out of this training block going pretty well, but can he close down a gap of almost a minute and a quarter to the world champion up front? Well, either way, it looks as if he's got some decent form. He's the only EF rider in there. It's a languid style, isn't it, from TADEJ POGCAR? He's got his advantage. Relatively no-risk strategy here. There's a little look down through these sweeping hairpins, and just thinks, oh, that's where I'm going. Everybody wants to see the greatest of his era do his thing, and he's across the top of the final climb of the day. He'll plunge down and try and look after that 2-minute advantage all the way to the finish line here. I know they've got pretty good representation here at the front of this bike race. 2.5 minutes behind over the top of the climbs. Did lose a little bit of time there. And big cheers for word will have come through. Andrea's on the attack, and he's just going to take a moment to compose himself. Not going to ride for every single second of GC. A commanding performance. He'll soak it up. He's given the crowd what they expected. It's glory for TADEJ POGCAR once again on stage 1 of Tour de Suisse. Here's Pollock coming to the line. Aspirant wasn't there for long, was he? I don't think he even got to the hot seat. It's Pollock that goes fastest by 8 seconds. Today it's Tim Wellens. He's coming to the line. Let's bring him home. He's going to top spot here. There's no doubt about that. He's going to unseat his teammate. It's going to be a UAE top 2 for now. But it's the Belgian star that gets there over a half a minute faster than Niels Pollitt. That's some revving, I have to say. Tim Wellens. To the intermediate point, and Mathieu van der Poel is very quick indeed. Indeed, this is the fastest time. Look at this. Mathieu van der Poel obliterates the time of Tim Wellens. So huge effort over the first 10 kilometers. Failing to fire up just as he might have liked on the climbing battle on day 1. The time trial. It did make, and again, as I said, he was second to Remco Evenepoel, so that's practically first in Class B, isn't it? Plunging down. And now approaching the little twists and turns that will get his attention. And when you hit them at speeds approaching 70 kilometers an hour, you're having to scrub off a little bit of speed, pair off that momentum. And there's so little room, and he's run quite wide there, missed his apex by a mile, but maintained a bit of momentum and had to get off the pedals. He's got time in hand, but that was definitely not the ideal ride through that right-hander. It's not going to prevent him from unseating Tim Wellens. He's going to top spot here. Van der Poel by 12 seconds, and that is a stunning time trial performance by the Dutch superstar. Alpecin Premier Tech on for stage honours today. Well, they've come to see the biggest star in world cycling, TADEJ POGCAR, into action. Let's get a look at this one. POGCAR's right with Vacek. Not quite as fast, though. Or is he? He is by 0.7 of a second. And that's incredibly tight. TADEJ POGCAR and Mateusz Wachek, well, they went raiding together on day 2. And there's 2 really strong performances in the first 10 and a bit kilometres. Instead, it's close to 70. What about this moment for TADEJ POGCAR catching the second place man, Richard Carapaz, and putting him behind him for a minute. Starting the day 2:50 at the finish line, just 6 seconds down. So net 10-second gain on Mathieu van der Poel. Carapaz something similar. Now down to this right-hander, tricky right-hander. We saw that Mathieu van der Poel almost up on the boards in that one. He's got 10 seconds to get to the line. It could be close. This is going to be really close. Will TADEJ POGCAR get there to unseat Mathieu van der Poel? He's throwing it at the line. It's going to be fractions of a second. Yes, he's done it. Oh, it's a cruel disappointment for Mathieu van der Poel. And delight unbound once again for TADEJ POGCAR. He does it by just 0.3 of a second. How close was that?
Yeah, it was really hot out there and really fast parcours. And yeah, I felt great. Good legs, and yeah, I didn't know that I'm fighting for the win. I just want to give it all. I knew I was close, but yeah, the last after intermediate point, I didn't know any times more. So yeah, I was just trying to go all out to the finish, and yeah, I managed to do it well, and I'm super happy to take the win.
Afonso Lalio has had a bit of a mechanical issue, so he's off the back at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it in. And in pursuit, the yellow jerseys race team on the front, Brandon McNulty at the back of their lineup. And TADEJ POGCAR, metronomic progress as he overhauls another one of the riders from the breakaway. Bart Lemon has a little look across from one yellow jersey to another. Won't be able to sustain this kind of pace for any length of time because TADEJ POGCAR, it's relentless. It's a bigger gear, it's a bigger climb, isn't it, for him? And Lenny Martinez, his shoulders rocking. He's going to extend his advantage and win the Tour de Suisse potentially by a near record advantage. Certainly in recent years, it's going to be a huge, huge lead. This final climb has been an opportunity once again for TADEJ POGCAR to display his dominance. And now just one man continues to resist. He's got under the kite. Even that's an achievement. He's going to deliver the rapier thrust here. Straight past, almost touches Lenny Martinez, who was expecting him to come to the right. Martinez has no answer. Up and over this little 10% ramp here. It'll ease ever so slightly, and he didn't want to allow Martinez even a moment to recover, to think about it. He's finally arrived at Tour de Suisse, and he's shown just what we've all been missing. Low 5, cyclocross style, all the way to the line for TADEJ POGCAR, who takes stage 5, makes it 3 wins for the week and takes the overall victory in Tour de Suisse. Brave resistance for Lenny Martinez, who crosses the line just 7 seconds behind